Hi everyone, welcome to our channel, and in today's video we're going to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube in the most easiest way. I've done it myself. You can watch my video where I've solved it in 2 minutes, and we'll try to solve it with the minimum number of algorithms that you have to remember. And as we get started, please do click on the like button and do subscribe to our channel for more learnings in the future. Let's start with the basics, and every cube has different sides. So this is the front side, and this is the right, and this is the top, this is the left, and this is the lower, and the one here is the back. So you need to know the sides and you need to know the pieces. So the center piece, it never changes. You cannot change the center piece, it remains as it is. These are called the side pieces, and this will be the first part that we will solve, and these are called the corner pieces. So for any side to finish, you would first do the middle. That's where you get started, and then you do the sides, and then you do the corner. So that's how you make the sequence flow, and that's what the logic we will be using for solving the Rubik's Cube. To solve the Rubik's Cube, you have to move these sides in a particular direction, and every direction has a name. And let's go through the direction. So if we say U, that means you have to move the upper layer in clockwise. So you move it clockwise. And if we say U prime, that means you have to move the upper layer, but this time because we are saying prime, it has to be a anti-clockwise. And similarly, if we say right, you move it clockwise, and then if we say R prime, right prime, then you move it anti-clockwise. And front prime, lower prime. So that's the logic that you have to follow. While I'm mixing up the Rubik's Cube to start solving it, go ahead and like that button, and then do subscribe to our channel for more learnings. Okay, let's get started with solving. So stay till the end of the video, because I'm gonna provide some tips and tricks on what to remember and how to remember, so that you can solve it much faster and much easily. So to begin, we're gonna look for the white middle, because that's where we get started, and then we will bring in the sides. Like I mentioned, first we'll start with the center, and then we'll bring in the sides. So we need to see where are the sides. So we have the side here, and then we move this to here. So you match it white, and then on the side it should match the middle. So it's green and green. So white, green. So this should stay as it is. We should try not to move this. And if you move it, you need to bring it back, because this is the right sequence that we have. And now let's see where is the second middle part. So we have the white here, take it back, we move it to the right, and then bring it here. So it's white, red. But while we did this move, we turned this. So we need to turn this back so that you have white, green, white, red. And now we'll see where is the next middle part. So we've done with one middle part, two side parts are done. Now we will look for the other two side parts. So the side part is here, but it is other way around, and it's not matching this as well. So we'll take this and move it away, and then what you would see is orange, and then you have the white here. So you would move it here, and now we have white, orange. So now three side pieces are done. all we have to do is to get the side piece, the last side piece that we need. So if you see, we have the side piece here. The most easiest way to do it is move this down and then bring this aside, move this back because we want this to stay as it is. And now you see the white is here and you move it upside down. So now we have the flower. This is your first step. The first step that you need to do is get the flower of the whites, and you need to make sure that those are matching. So white, red, red, white, green, green, white, orange, orange, and white, blue, blue. So this would be your first step. You basically don't need any algorithms or any sequence to get to this. You can just see and figure out how to get to the flower, the white flower, and then we'll go to the next step. And the next step would be to match the corner pieces, but we need to be very careful while you're doing the corner pieces because you need to match these colors as well. So like you can see, it matches the white, but it does not match the red and the blue sequence that we have to follow. So the easiest way to do this is first find if there are any whites on the side, on the lower part. There is one, and this will need to move up, and this will be the green that you would see. So if it was here, if the white is in the lower section and you have the green here, you need to match it with the middle one because that's where you need to put it in. Bring it here, the green matches with this and the white is on the side. We'll bring it up, put this aside, bring this back because we don't want to break this sequence and bring this back. So now we have a white and it also matches the green and the red. The green and the red has to match. So this part is good, and we'll go still look for anything on the side. So there's nothing on the side. So we don't need this. So let's move him away. And then what happens is it will become the side piece. And now we have to match the green again. So it is white and green. It's not green. Yeah, this is green. So green middle, green side, white on this side. You move it this side and then move back, and then you move this back here and then move this back. So never lose out on the sequence. If you're moving any of the middle parts, you need to bring it back because that's when it will get completed. So now we have white, which is matching the green and red, and we have the white, which is matching the green and orange. And now let's see if there's anything in the middle. So there's one in the side. So let's see, does it match the middle? Yes, it orange, orange, and then we have the white that's gonna go up. So move it up and then move it aside and then bring it back, bring it back. So now we have white and then orange is matching, blue is matching. So all we need is one more piece, the corner piece, and this time there's nothing on the sides, it's on the bottom. So with the bottom, you need to do a little bit of extra step. You need to bring it on, still you do the match. You would still do the match with the bottom. Blue is tying with blue and you have it in the bottom. You do upside down, move this back, and then bring this back again. So because we never want to lose the middle section. So now your blue, the white has come back, but what it did is it took one of your white to the side, but we know how to fix the side. So we have the blue orange matching. Take this back, take this here, bring it back. So now we have the white. So this is your step 2. You need to match it all white, one layer. Your middle should be 2-step matching, and all your sequence should be matching. For the next step, we're gonna make this upside down, and this is how we are gonna solve it. So now we will get into the algorithms. So let me tell you, there are many algorithms. I have seen n number of videos to learn how to do that, And then we came up with these 8 algorithms which will help you solve this Rubik's Cube. And after doing this and trying to solve it again and again and again, what I was able to find out is we can eliminate 3 of these, and we can still solve it with just remembering 5 sequences. So all you have to do is remember 5 sequences or algorithms to solve the Rubik's Cube. And we will start off with the first one, which is called the top to right, how to use the top to right algorithm. So once you're done with the triangles, then you make it upside down, and then what you look for is something which is not the neon color. So we call this neon. Some people call it radium or any other color, but I'll call it neon. And we go on the top side, and then we try to find a side piece, not the corner piece, but a side piece which is not neon, or which doesn't have neon on the side as well. So this has neon, this one doesn't have. So what you will try to do is bring the side which doesn't have neon to the middle piece. So we have red, you put red here, and then you will bring this piece here. And to do that, the sequence to be followed for bringing the top middle to the right is U, R, and then U prime, and then it's R prime, F, which is straight clockwise, and then R prime, which is anti-clockwise, and then F prime, which is going back to the position that it was, and then the right. So what you would see is the piece, the center piece or the side piece, which was here, it now moved here. So now our sequence is tying. We have red with the red, and we have green with the green. And we will do this exercise, or we'll follow the sequence until our middle layer is complete. So now we're going to look for something else where neon is not there. This one has neon and this one has neon, so we'll not touch that. So we have the neon here. We have a center piece where there's no neon. So you can either try to remember the top to left sequence, but moving at the left piece, the clockwise and the anti-clockwise on the left piece is the most confusing piece. So that's why I avoid that. And then what I do is I bring this piece here, though it doesn't match, but what it's going to do is it's going to bring this here, which will give me a top to right sequence. So what I did was I put that here, and now what happened is it gave me this green, which is a top to right sequence. So I'll follow the sequence: U, R, U prime, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, and right. So what I did is the piece, the side piece which was here, I moved it here. So this matches with my sequence. And now we'll see if there's something which is non-neon. It's here. I'll put this here to the corner. It's not gonna match, but in the next step, it's gonna match. Okay, so now we have it here. We will try to see, okay, we have orange, and then this blue will go here. We'll follow the top to right sequence. So now we have orange, we have green, the blue one piece is missing, so it is upside down. So what we do is put any piece in place of that, and now you have a sequence which is blue and then red will match here, follow the top to right sequence. Now we are done with step 3. The bottom 2 layers are completed, and step 4 would be to complete the neon completely, as in we need all neons here. And for that, the first thing that you have to see is whether the sides are matching. So if the sides are matching, the sequence would be different, and if the sides are not matching, the sequence would be different. Let me jumble it up so that we don't have the sides completed. Sometimes it does get completed, but I definitely want to show you what if the sides are not matching, and what should be the algorithm to follow. Okay, I made some quick changes, and now you can see that my sides are not matching. So I have 2 sides which are matching, and I need 2 more sides to make it a flower. So like I mentioned in the beginning, the first step is to make a flower which matches the middle ones and then the side ones. So in this case, where the sides are not matching, you would use the hook algorithm, and you would apply the algorithm on the side where the color is not matching. So this is where we have to apply the algorithm, and the formula is F U R and then U prime R prime F prime. So what you would see is there are some changes, but you keep doing this on the piece where it is not matching. So F U R U prime R prime F prime. So now you would see that we have the flower. So until you have this flower in place, which is straight line and straight line, you keep repeating the hook formula on the side where it is not matching. So feel free to put in your comments if you are getting stuck. Send me the picture of where you're getting stuck, and I'll be more than happy to help you out to solve it. So once we reach the flower, we now have to match the corners, these corners. And what you would do for that is a new algorithm, and we call this as the Right Sune. And if you follow that algorithm maybe a couple of times, it should make all of these neon colors match. And the algorithm, which is the Right Sune algorithm, is R U R prime U R, then U 2 times and R prime. So you would see that some of these are gone, but that's okay. As long as your flower is there, you just keep doing the Right Sune formula or algorithm. And again, Right Sune is R U R prime U R U2 R prime. So what you would see is we are again back to where we were, and then you would repeat that sequence again, and the sequence is R U R prime U R U2 R prime. Once you reach this stage where you have these 4 done, and then you have top and you have this, you need to be careful as to where you are applying the Right Sune formula. You should always be applying it in this direction where a fish is going down. So if you look at it closely, what you would see is it looks like a fish that is going down, and this is the direction in which you should apply the Right Sune algorithm. If you do it here, it's not gonna work. You have to do it in this direction, and the formula again is R U R prime U R 2 R's and right. And yes, there you go. So we have the top neon section completed. So now we have the bottom 2 and then we have the top. The only layer we have to complete is the top layer on the sides. And to do the top layer, the strategy that we're going to follow is we need to complete the sides before we complete the middle section. So the first thing you would try to follow or to find is any side which has 2 matching colors. So you have orange and orange is matching and orange is matching. And if that happens, then straight away you can just go to same corner formula, the algorithm. And in case you don't have this, don't worry about it. Just follow the same corner formula and then look for it again. You will find the same corner. So the same corner algorithm basically switches the corner pieces with each other. So now we have to switch this with this. So if I have to bring the neon red and the green here because it has to be neon red and the green. So the formula basically switches this piece with this piece. So if you have a corner, then you don't want to switch this, you want to switch this one. If you don't have any matching corner, just do it once and then you will find a matching color which you can use to do the same corner formula. So now in our case we have these 2 matching, so we'll keep this part in the back because we don't want to touch these 2. What we want to do is we want to switch these 2. So you would follow the formula, which is R prime F and again R prime, and then again you would do B 2 times, then you would do R, then F prime, then you would do R prime, B 2 times and R 2 times. So what you saw is this was the side that was intact, and if you switch it this side, now we moved this piece to here and this to here. So now your colors are matching. So now your blue is matching, your orange is matching, your green is completely matching. So now once all your corners are in place, we are only left with one last piece where we want to move this middle ones to their right place to complete the Rubik's Cube. And to do this last piece, we will be following the last formula which is given. What you have to do is you have to see the piece which is completed, and let's say you don't have any side which is completed, nothing to worry. You will still follow the same formula and then you repeat it once. You will get to a stage where you have one side which is completely done. So once you get to a stage where it is completely done, you would put that in the back, and you have to see whether, if you want to do it faster, then you have to see whether this is clockwise or this is anti-clockwise. So in this case, we want the red to come here, so which is anti-clockwise. But since we want to avoid remembering many formulas, what we're going to do is, instead of doing an anti-clockwise algorithm, we're going to do the clockwise, but we're going to do it twice, and then it's going to work it out for us. And so the formula to do a clockwise movement of the center pieces is R2 U R U R prime U prime R prime U prime R prime U and R prime. So what just happened is this piece got moved here, and what was here, the red one, it got moved there. But it's not solved. What do? Repeat the last algorithm again, which is R2 U R U R prime U prime R prime U prime R prime U and R prime, and there you go. Voila, you have solved it. So it's not magic, it's just the algorithms that you have to follow, and there's a particular sequence, and you do that and you will be able to solve it. As I said before, the secret to solve the Rubik's Cube is practice and patience. The more you practice, the more you will be able to do it. You need to have patience. It takes a lot of time to get this solved and to understand everything. The only sequences that you have to remember is the upper. This is U, this is U prime. This is U, this is U prime. The second sequence that you have to follow is R. This is R, R prime, R, R prime. And then the third one is the front. You would do front and front prime, front and front prime. And on the back, you just have to remember the B2 sequence. So if you remember these 4 moves, you can solve the whole thing using the 5 sequence. And here's the summary. The first step is you make a white flower, and the second step is you do the white sides, and then you do the top to right. And if you keep doing the top to right, your second layer will be done. And then you see on the top and have a neon flower. When the fish goes down, you apply the Right Sune on the side, because that's very critical, and that will complete your top portion of the neon color. And then you do the same corners, where if the corners are already matching, put them on the back and swap the corners on the front. And once your corners are matching, you do the middle clockwise algorithm, which will move your middle pieces. And if there is a particular side which is complete, put that on the back and then do the clockwise algorithm. If you do it 2 times, it will complete the Rubik's Cube. Do like our video, and then do leave your comments. Subscribe to our channel for more learnings coming in the future.